She's been a star of Broadway and TV and is a Queens girl at heart. Actress Ilene Graff went to Martin Van Buren High School in Queens Village, and she's on the Wall of Fame. Did you know?
We just found out on the commercial break, right? So she's probably best known for playing TV mom Marsha Owens on the big 80s TV show Mr. Belvedere, and she's back in town from the West Coast to do a holiday show Wednesday night at the Club 54 Below. Take a look at this.
Have yours, sing with me. A merry little Christmas now. Thank you. Have a happy and healthy New Year. Good night. Thank you.
And now Ilene is playing right here in person, like we said, right? It's good to have you here in studio.
Thank you. You know, I have to, you mentioned Martin Van Buren High School, and of course I was in the Glee Club and chorus and everything, and I sort of had my whole Glee Club thing going on there.
Right.
Where does that come from?
I love it. I love your whole vibe, the holiday season vibe that you've got.
Well, you know, there's nothing like it. Nothing like the holidays in New York.
Yes.
Yeah, we dragged you out here from the West Coast, so you just went from like warm temperatures to below zero.
I know, and all my friends are rubbing it in, saying, oh, you know, they're showing pictures of them lounging by their pools, and I go, it's okay, I'm here, I'm in New York, I'm with my family, that's good too.
Right.
I need to know what your club audience looks like, because do you have like a bunch of Mr. Belvedere fans in the audience, like screaming things to you?
They don't necessarily scream to me, but what's great about having been on a TV show like Mr. Belvedere is that our fans are so dear and so sweet, and I have any number of people who just come up to me and say, to this day, after all these years, can I hug you? You raised me. I watched you every day when I came home from school, and you were the stability in my life. Well, and so that's wonderful.
You know, Ilene, you also have this show that we were talking about coming up on Wednesday. So besides the clip that we saw, that was from a previous show, right?
Right.
What can people expect?
Just a lot of holiday good cheer. We're doing a lot of holiday music where we've got funny stuff, we've got touching stuff.
Okay.
Everybody in the audience gets presents.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, so candy and dreidels and jingle bells and noisemakers. I like it to feel like people are in my house at a party and just having a nice time.
There you go. That's a great vibe. Studio 54, I don't know if you've ever been there underneath. It's amazing.
It's a beautiful club, and
nice
they're always very, very good to us. I'm grateful that we're going to be there.
Right.
Speaking of the holidays in New York, do you have a special tradition that you do with your family, like during this time of year, that can only be done here?
I can only be, well, one year, I must say, you know, when you grow up in New York, there's so many things that you don't do. Like you've never been to the Statue of Liberty. So I have very rarely been to see the tree in Rockefeller Center. So one year, a couple of years, well, now before times, I said, we're going to go see the tree. So we all bundled up and we went and we said, oh, now I know why people come and see the tree. It was so spectacular. So I'm glad we finally did that.
Well, you missed our tree. We had a tree outside on Pix Plaza.
It was a Charlie Brown tree.
It was better than the Rockefeller tree. I just want to say.
I kind of believe you.
Yeah, I mean, I drove by the Rockefeller tree today for the first time this holiday season because I try to avoid the area altogether. It's one of those things, you know, you're right. You're never really a tourist in your own city sometimes. But let's talk about, because we're talking about New York City as a whole, and you actually played Sandy in Grease on Broadway. So is Broadway something that you want to go back to maybe one day?
Oh, of course. It's on my bucket list. I mean, there are things that I definitely want to do. I want to do another Broadway show, and I want to do a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Okay.
So, but Broadway is a very, very special place. There's nothing like it, and I think if you scratch the surface of lots of actors and actresses, what they really want to do is be in a Broadway musical, because it's very exciting, and people come from all over the world to partake in that wonderful experience.
I love that you just spoke that into existence. Like Hallmark producers.
I do it all the time.
Right.
I always do it, and so far no calls, but I'm hopeful.
Hallmarks, they churn those out year round.
They
so
do.
I'm sure you'll be in one. Mark our words.
I love that. So your parents had musical talents, right? And then is that how you started singing at just a young age?
Yeah, my dad was a professional singer always. My mom was led all the glee clubs and choruses in the elementary school and her Hadassah group, and but my dad was always a professional singer, a studio singer. He had a club act in the 50s, and I just grew up singing. It was what I could do, and and I loved it. and
So
just
does your
kept-
daughter sing too?
My daughter is a Broadway baby.
I love
Okay.
that.
She's a performer. Ilene Graff has been in 2 Broadway shows, and she's done lots of regional theater, and she does television, and she does concerts, and she'll be with me in the show.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Okay,
my special guests.
apple doesn't fall from the tree.
That's actually a song that we sing together. There is a
this.
song called "The Apple Doesn't Fall Very Far from the
Really? How's that go?
Well, I don't want to get into paying royalties here because I'm very aware of that. My husband
Yes.
is an ASCAP composer, so
Yes.
we pay close attention. Yes, no, she's terrific.
Okay.
And yes.
Speaking of your husband, you just brought him up, right?
Yeah.
45 years you've
Yeah,
been married.
yeah.
That's impressive, specifically, for Hollywood. So,
Yeah.
what's the secret sauce?
I think we just get along.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And honestly, music has been the core of our relationship. We met through music. He was musical director of Grease when I was doing the show, and the music has been the thing. I respect his talent so enormously, and I think he respects mine, and we like making music together.
Yeah. There
So
go.
you guys have moved around the country, made music together, raised kids, and you're both from Brooklyn?
Well, I was born in Brooklyn. He was born and raised in Brooklyn. And in fact, our company is called Brooklyn Boy Music Company. So we feel very connected.
Very nice. Eileen, we love having you here in person. All right, and I'm going to go to the show. I got to get a present.
We have to get our gift, and I
Right.
want to see you perform with your daughter.
Oh.
And then we want you to come back when you're doing that Hallmark movie.
Yes, exactly. There's a lot of full circle things we do around
Okay.
here. We don't forget.
All right, I'm putting it in my calendar.
Eileen, thank you for being here.
Thanks
Happy
for having
holidays
me.
to you. And you can catch her holiday show Wednesday night at 54 Below, which is on 54th Street and 8th Avenue in Midtown. Let me tell you, it's a great venue. Tickets still available, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there you go.